Join us as we dive into our obsession with true crime, history, and mysterious stories. Each Corrupted Clip episode is less than 30 minutes long, providing you with the perfect bite-sized content to get you through the day.
We assume no responsibility or liability for any errors or omissions in the content of this episode. The Corrupt Podcast is based on the facts and our opinions of the case. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Corrupt Podcast. When you think of human trafficking, you probably think of sex trafficking or kidnapping. In this Corrupted Clip, we're diving into the lesser-known but thriving black market of organ trafficking. This industry, also known as transplant tourism or forced organ harvesting, accounts for an estimated 10% of organ transplants globally.
So what is organ trafficking? The United Nations defines organ trafficking as a form of trafficking in which individuals are exploited for organs. Although victims often appear to have consented to the removal of their organs, their consent is invalid when deception, fraud, or abuse of a position of vulnerability is involved. In such cases, they are considered victims of human trafficking. In layman's terms, this would be theft of any organ that the donor doesn't willingly and completely understand the donation. Victims of human trafficking might be victims of kidney theft, or the procedure might be fatal with the theft of 2 kidneys, a liver, 2 lungs, a heart, a spleen, and 2 cornea. The most common organ theft is a kidney, with the second highest as parts of the liver.
China forces medical examinations of their prison and re-education camps inmates. Starting in at least 1999, the state began to test the health of these inmates. Prisoners report that the most common age for someone to disappear from a Chinese prison or re-education camp is 28 years old.
Between 25 and 35 years old is when we are the healthiest. 28 is the sweet spot for still being young and healthy, but still mature.
In Mexico, gangs target the poor and homeless. The gang members approach these people and offer them money for their kidney.
Sometimes going so far as to say the kidney will grow back, which is not a true statement.
And that's totally absurd.
Yeah, and these poor people don't know that their kidney won't grow back. To them, they're thinking, hey, I could really use this money, and it gets them off the street. When in fact, they are losing an entire organ that's not going to grow back.
Yeah, we're not reptiles. Like, we can't grow back our tails.
Nope, or a sea star. Grow back your arm.
Or a sea star. You went there. Unfortunately, it's not always just a kidney that they are selling. Once under the knife, other organs might be taken as well. The risk for complications from the surgery are high too. The gangs orchestrate the sale and earn around $100,000 per transaction. The donor gets around $5,000 and the doctor is paid depending on the organ complexity.
I watched an episode of Vice. The doctor being interviewed was paid $30,000 for a kidney, $60,000 for a liver, and $100,000 for a heart. Mexican doctors are some of the lowest paid in the world, with an average salary of just $22,000.
That is low.
It's incredibly low, and you can definitely see how they would be looking to double or triple their income for just one surgery with that $60,000 liver transplant. Sometimes the victims are not warned, but wake up missing their organs. People attempting to cross the border from Mexico into the United States have reported falling asleep in a truck and waking up with a bleeding bandage on their back. In this case, it's not just one person. It's everyone in the party waking up without a kidney.
I mean, the thought of just waking up in a truck with a bandage on your back, or a bandage anywhere, for that matter, of just losing something that was inside of you. You're like, who done it? Where is it? Why? What the hell happened?
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know that it's your kidney. It could be anything.
And these poor individuals are trying to get free. You know, they're trying to...
Angela's getting political.
So their lives are literally taken away from them along with their organs, and they're not even safe across the border yet.
Nope. No, the trauma that has to be when everybody you know in that truck with you you're all waking up disoriented, the amount of pain they're probably in, and not knowing what happened. Corrupted medical staff also pull lists of people waiting for transplants. The physicians reach out to people on the list and ask them for a blood type. When the blood type is confirmed with a trafficking victim, a broker sets up the transplant and helps to forge documentation. Believe it or not, you can also buy an organ on the internet. Some sites with very fake names list organs for sale. We're not sharing the links for these organ sales. Don't look this stuff up. I'm sure that I'm already on a watch list for the research into this episode.
I mean, you guys got to do what you guys got to do, right? If you need a kidney. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Do not Google it.
Wait, Paige, so did you actually look at these sites?
Yes, I did.
You weren't in them, though. Were you in them?
No.
Okay.
I did not click on this specific one with the fake names, but later on I do find my way, unfortunately, into the black market portion, like the dark web portion.
Ugh.
Yeah, it gets a little intense. So I'm sure that I am on a no-fly list now due to this podcast. I'm sure they are very much watching me.
And didn't you say they take pictures of the actual organs with price tags right next to them?
Yeah, it's somebody's organ, but there is a price tag next to it, $signs, how you can contact them, what steps you would need to take, things like that. Again, these organs were probably taken against somebody's will. Like that heart doesn't end up on a fake website or on the dark web, legitimately. Like somebody didn't want to give up their heart.
Not only that, but when you take, or at least from the medical shows that I watch, when you take the organ out of the person, like it immediately has to go on ice.
Yes.
Like if you take that off of the ice, I would think it would compromise the healthiness of the organ.
I would agree. And hopefully they get it immediately to someone needing that transplant. A Newsweek article that I found has websites on the dark web with organ sales. Those organs go anywhere from $40,000 to $85,000, but you have to pay with cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Tether. There's also posts on the social media platform Telegram. These listings, very specific, can be broken down per blood type and list bone marrow as an option as well. So the one that I stumbled upon has those step-by-step process. The first step was to just DM them, and then they have photos of all the organs available on their socials. So it's just so sketchy.
Let me DM this person to get a freaking organ.
Sends message, do you have kidneys available? What do you even say in that message?
I need a new liver for my grandma. I need this.
Right. Willing to send you $40,000 in Bitcoin for kidney. Don't do this stuff, guys. This is not legitimate.
No. And you'd probably die in the process of the whole thing. Just saying. This is where transplant tourism comes in. People from wealthier countries travel abroad to obtain these organ transplants. What these people probably don't realize is that someone may not have willingly donated that organ. In the United States alone, we have over 90,000 people waiting on an organ transplant. 20 people die every day in the U.S. waiting on that transplant. In the United States, there have been reports of brain-dead hospital patients being classified as deceased if they are an organ donor. In October 2021, a Kentucky man named TJ Hoover was admitted to the hospital for a drug overdose. He was placed on life support and declared brain dead. TJ was listed as a registered organ donor. TJ's sister, Donna, would say that his eyes would open and track movement, but the hospital advised it was just reflexes. When TJ was wheeled back for the organ harvesting operation, he woke up and began thrashing around in the operating room. Donna has been taking care of TJ for the past couple of years as he learned to walk and speak again. Donna says she shared TJ's story to
give one other family the courage to speak up, or if it could save one other life. The consequences of organ trafficking seems pretty light in the United States. If convicted, a person who transfers a human organ for use could face up to 5 years in prison or a $50,000 fine. Only a $50,000 fine when we know that gangs in Mexico alone are making close to double that per theft. They might get no time in prison and just have that fine. Being a registered organ donor is an admirable thing, and we definitely don't want to scare anyone away from being a donor. A single organ donor could save up to 8 lives. We're going to leave you with an interesting fact. The only country in the world with legal organ sales is Iran. In the 1980s, Iran set up a kidney transfer network due to rising end-stage renal failure. This allowed the state to pay donors for a kidney and provide an organ to someone in need. The donor also receives free health insurance. The program is now 40 years in, and there is no wait list for a kidney.
Sounds like they're doing something right.
Absolutely. They received a lot of heat for paying for organs, but then on the flip side, they're 40 years in, and this is working. There's no wait list there like there is in the United States for us.
If you or someone you know is a victim of trafficking, you can find help or report a tip to the National Human Trafficking Hotline. The phone number is 1-888-373-7888.
We would love for you to become part of the Corrupt crew. You can find us on Patreon with multiple tiers and PayPal. This will score you our appreciation, and we'll announce your name in a future episode. Both links are in the episode notes. Case suggestions and feedback can be emailed to us at corruptpod@gmail.com.
The sources for this episode would be listed in the episode notes. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads. Don't forget to subscribe to catch our new Corrupt content. Please also leave us a review wherever you're listening to this episode. Bye!
Bye!